That's that. That's that. And relax. That might be better, mightn't it? I don't know what the volume's going to be like because we need to just do that. So let's have a little looky. Got to keep it going, haven't we, eh? We've got to keep it going. Can't have it dropping. More videos. There we are. Turn the volume down. Otherwise I'll get a little bit confused. Hello Cal. Hi Hannah. Hello Jack. Can you hear me all right? Because I've got it a little bit further away this time in order to accommodate two of us. When Stu gets here. But talking normally, would you be able to? Can you hear us all right, or are we going to have to start shouting? I can hear you. Sounds good, my end. Loud and clear. Lovely jubbly. Hello, Matt. Glad you got your problem sorted. Chris, hello. Lorna. Hello, Lorna. You two can't be making many cakes. You're always in here. Starbuck Jeff, hello, mate. Cal as well. Excellent. Excellent. Everybody can hear me. That's cool. That's cool. Oh yeah, nice to see me, old mate, John Benson. Hello, John. Nice to see you here again. I'm supposed to use them for short stuff. Look down at my screen. I need my glasses. Look up at there, and suddenly it's it was a pain, but we figured it out now. Good, good. Hello, David. Nice to see you too. Chris Spree as well. All the bandits coming in. Talking of bandits, we've got some t-shirts up. And I'm glad Warren just said on his stream they were $19.95, because now when I tell you the price, it's going to make them sound cheaper. They're $12.95. T-shirts are $12.95, and if you go on the website and go to the upgrade section, they're there. It's the only place I could put them in a minute. Don't know where else to put them. Casper, come on, come here. You don't want to go outside, it's raining. Here, that's it. Come and say hello to your adoring public. Look. Look, there they are, look. Say hello. Say hello to everybody. Paul. Paul. Yeah, good boy. Say hello to everyone. Go on then. Come for a cuddle. You know you want to cuddle. There you go. There you go. Look, discounted already, yeah. Yeah, excellent. Excellent. I did have a screen don't freeze. Hello? Yeah, it just went on, yeah. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, cool. Yeah, cool. We'll just put them together. Yeah, yeah. It's probably because they're new. Yeah, yeah. Excellent. Another load in circulation. Where are you again? Stockport, that's it. Which is, Stockport is about halfway up, is it? Manchester, that's right, yeah. Alright, cool. Alright, I'm on to about 6:30ish, something like that. You alright with that? 7 o'clock? Okay, cool. See you in a bit, bye. Sorry about that. Matt's calling saying, don't go out, Casper. It's cold and wet. He doesn't want to go out. He goes over to the door, puts his nose against the door, turns around and looks at you as if to say, come and open the door for me. Then you open the door, sticks his head out, sees that it's raining, and he don't want to go out there. And come back in. Then about a quarter of an hour later, he'll forget that, and then want to go out the door again. So he goes up to the door and he waits for you to open it, don't you? Right? Who's that? Is that Mum? That's a beautiful puppy. See, Brain says you're a beautiful puppy. Yeah. You wouldn't believe it, Brain, right? But we've had him now about, how long have we had him now? How long had you now? About 5 years, is it? No. No, 6 years. We've had him about 6 years now. And somebody showed us a picture of him on Facebook. And he was in a cage in Spain for 6 months. Nobody wanted him. Then I saw his photo. And once I saw his photo, that was it. And he was in a rescue centre in Spain, and we had him shipped over. We didn't even have the money for it. I couldn't afford it. And but these people knew that I wanted him, and they held a fundraiser for us. I didn't know anything about it, and until by the time I found out about it, the fundraiser was over. They'd raised the money to pay for him to get shipped over for us, which was amazing. And he's been with us ever since. So, Stockport, up near you, Matt. Yes. So that was Scott I was just talking to. He's just been and done his coin run, and he's just put 20 coins in for us in Stockport. So it's another 20 in Stockport in circulation. So we're nearly up to the first 100 in circulation already. What else? So, oh yeah, so I keep remembering, don't stop looking, I keep trying to remember that every time I see a CJ on, to go onto Facebook and share it. Because of course, even though you share a live, whoever comes on next, well that's it, wherever you've shared this live to, someone clicks on that in an hour's time, they're not going to come to the live because I'm going to be off and perhaps Scott will be on. So every time you actually go onto a live, it's great if you can just share it there and then. As soon as you go on it, just share it. And then that way, each live is getting shared multiple times. And if it's being shared immediately, like now, if anybody was to share this one now, people get to know this is what's on now and then they can come over. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Right, so how many American friends have we got on? I know Brain's on, and I know. Hello, Ron. Nice to see you too, mate. Thank you very much. I feel well, John. So, what was I going to say? I've forgotten now. Ian wants me. There you are, you're a spanner. Oh yeah, American friends. So, how many American friends have we got on? I know Brain's on. And Pat's Piling Pennies was here a minute ago. You still there, Pat? And who else was there? Starbuck? You still there, Starbuck? Who else was there? Starbuck's there. I know Brain's there. And right, so there ain't enough American people on yet. But see them pennies that you got, that you reckon you got loads of? Well, while I'm on, we'll be on your time, yep. I know, I was just wondering if there was any of you about, do you know what I mean? Any of you about for a little auction. So if you're in any kind of a group WhatsApp or a group messenger, just sort of fire one off, Brain, if you wouldn't mind. And just let them know Ian's going to auction a £50 note for pennies. This is when the other night when I had that 8 grams worth of notes, do you remember? And I was searching through it and I pulled this one out 'cause it was rather nice. There's nothing special about the serial number. The serial number ain't nothing. It's AH60740-820. So unless there's any numbers in there, like for example 740-820 happen to be somebody's phone number, but it would have no significant relevance. There's no birthday in it or anything. But it's a Chris Salmon one, which makes it sort of, what is Chris Salmon? 3, 4, 5 cash years ago. And it's in really good nick. It's in crisp condition. You can hear it rattle. Do you know what I mean? So a nice crisp Chris Salmon £50 note, and its only value, really, as a value, its only value is what I would put on it, is a value where somebody collects £50 notes, and the Chris Salmon one they've got maybe isn't in as good condition as this one. You know, nothing special about the notes, but people do collect them, if you see what I mean. So it has a value in that respect, and the fact that it's brand new, and the fact that it's 4 or 5 cash years ago. So it's not worth hundreds of pounds. If I put it on eBay, I'd put it on eBay for like 125 quid or something, and then let somebody make me an offer and probably take 90 quid, 100 quid for it or something like that. But it hasn't got any specific value other than the fact that what I've said, and people around the world, remember 70 million people in this country can go and try and get one from the bank, but there's another 7 billion that can't. And so it has a value to people all around the world, just as a note that's brand new that they can put in their collection. You know, they can't go to the bank like you and me can. I'll open it, just one sec. I'll open the door for you, but you won't go out. It's raining. You'll be back in a minute. I know you will. Anyway, so if you're on any of them group chats, let them know. And if you're English and you're on any group chats, let them know. Ian's about to put an auction up for put any volunteers on, pop into the volunteers group chat on WhatsApp, let them know there. Let anybody know anywhere where you're a part of any group that we're going to do one, a £50 note for a penny, whilst we're on during the live. And we'll do that when Stu gets here. He's on his way. I hope he ain't going to wear his velvet, because and it's quite amazing to watch, you know. Mick, if you know Mick, he's our article writer and he's taken over the newsletters and stuff now, and it's quite amazing to watch when I go to my creative writing classes and I'm going and Stu is teaching. A lot of what he's teaching, I'm starting to, because it's like when you're being taught something, it goes to your attention, doesn't it? And then I'm seeing Mick already knows all of that in what he's writing, you know, whereas I probably wouldn't have noticed that before. Sorry, I didn't have the sound up. That's all right. So what I was saying, Brain, was if you're a member of any groups, you know, like messenger groups, WhatsApp groups, text groups, anything like that, just let them know quickly. Go on and fire away and let them know Ian's going to do I wouldn't say it's brand new, but it's in crisp condition, a Chris Salmon. Chris Salmon is the chief cashier that signs it. He was about 4 or 5 cashiers ago. So to find one in good condition is actually pretty good going. And I sort of value that about 75, 85 quid, something like that. So although if I put it on eBay, I'd put it on for probably 120, 125. But anyway, I'm going to auction it for a penny, right? And for the Americans, the English, because they can bid in the pennies, they know what pennies to bid in already, only the non-magnetic ones. And that applies to you really, only the non-magnetic ones, which means it's the copper pennies. And I know that a few of you, half a dozen of you, have got bulk loads of copper pennies. So I'm going to put that up. What's that worth in American? Probably about $80, something like that. And that's just in face value. If you cash it in at the bank, $75, $80, $70, something like that. And if you If you was to sell it on eBay over there, probably probably around $180, $150, something like that. So for you, it will be anything before 1982 then. For us, it's anything before 1991 or 1992. But for you, it's 82, right? So if you've got any groups that you're in, and any of our English people in any groups, let some people know. We're going to put that up. Someone stick it in our WhatsApp group that Ian's going to auction off £50 note off for a penny shortly. And we'll do that. I've got spanners everywhere here. Should I be taking some of these? Is there anybody who wants me to take their spanner off? Gets a bit confusing because there's too many spanners. And then if someone's needs to say an urgent message, I can't see it. At the moment, there's more spanners on than there is non-spanners. Take off mine for now, Ian. Okay. Move moderator. That'll make that a little bit easier. Thank you, Bray. Like he says, I'm not joining in, just watching. I've been here all the time. Right, so I'm going to take your spanner off, Warren. You don't need it on anyway. And you're supposed to be relaxing. So I took your spanner off and I took Brain's spanner off, and that'll make it a little bit easier. Otherwise, when I'm showing Stu, he'll get a bit confused. I had to step out for a moment, no worries. Just let your people know. So we've done all right, haven't we? 4,000. Blimey. 4,000 we've done in a very short space of time. Something like 3, 4, 5 months, something like that. So I reckon we might be at 5 by the end of the month. What are there things to talk about? Are there any things to let you know of? Anybody want to ask me any questions that they haven't, that the CJs haven't been able to answer? Or I mean, I've got, according to this, I've got 32 people watching, so, and I know that the CJs get bombarded with questions, so hit me, baby, one more time. Ian, me and Chris are the kids that should be on, as we are full-time mods. Gotcha. Ian, here's my hand. Well done, okay. Thank you very much, Steve. Gotcha, Lorna. Ron says, I would like to ask if there are any updates on the pre-ordered coins. Well, yeah, there is, in that what I said in my last update was, I'll let you know. Oh, he's come back in. I'll shut the door because it's cold. What I said was, I'll let you know over the next couple of weeks how it's going to go. I'll have one more attempt, and then if I don't like it, I'll just call it a day and bite the bullet, and then just start refunding everybody anyway. But what we've decided to do, or what John has decided to do, is get a bit of a jump on it anyway, on the basis that if we were to get them in, then the people that he's refunding at the moment probably wouldn't be too upset to have to just go and rebuy them anyway, because I suddenly go, oh, we've got them in. So people like you, Ron, for the moment, supposing John refunds you next week or whatever, and then we suddenly do get them in, and then I announce it on here, I'm guessing that you probably wouldn't have the if you had to just go on and rebuy it, right? But I did hear Warren say in one of his feeds that the moment that he thought in his head, the moment that I would say, that's it, we're going to refund everybody, John would get absolutely bombarded with emails, and he's not wrong in that. The moment I say that, it's going to get bombarded. So I haven't done an update to say just that, but we'll see how it goes for the next couple, because I still don't have a definitive answer on it, and I can't tell you what I don't know. If you're asking me what I think we're going to be going down the road of the refunds, which is why I haven't argued with John when he said to me, I'm just going to start refunding now on the quiet before I get inundated, just in case. So that's what we've started to do. So there are people that are emailing in saying, okay, can I be recredited? Can I have something else? I mean, not everybody wants a refund anyway. We're quite happy to give everybody a refund, but not everybody wants one. You know, quite a lot of people are saying, well, just put it back in my points account, I'll go and buy something else, you know. Or people are just coming forward with other options and saying, well, instead of sending me that, can you send me this? You know, so messing about. So we're open to that, but of course you've got to imagine that 1,000 people, that's 1,000 emails that could potentially come in, and how long it might take to go through those one at a time. Especially if you have to go part way through answering the email, then get up off your chair and go and get something or sort something. An email could take 15 minutes to answer in that respect. Because John does like to methodically do it and deal with the email, and if it means he's got to go and get something or get a label or find a product or whatever, he'll do that. So it just makes the answering the emails a bit longer for him. So that is what we're doing at the moment. That's what John's doing at the moment. So I would go down that road. I mean, at the end of the day, you know, it's only urgent. It only really matters if you used cash. If you use points, it doesn't really matter, in my opinion, what kind of time frame we're talking about. But if it's in cash, you might be in need of that cash. Therefore, you know, get in with an email and say, can I have the cash back? But if you bought it in points, then it doesn't really matter whether we refund you now or refund you in 2 weeks' time. So what I'm saying there is, if you bought it with points, don't go and stick yourself to the top of the queue. See what I mean? There's no rush, because it's points. You can go and use them anytime. But someone that paid cash, they might be in a bit of a position. They might need that cash. In which case, let them go to the top of the queue. See what I mean? So a little nose. "30 people watching, 13 thumbs ups. I normally get about 3 thumbs downs, don't I? That's all right. I don't mind. Would I get the cash back as cash though, and the points back as points? Yeah, I mean, when John refunds, he'll refund people the cash, whatever cash they paid, whatever points they paid. If they bought it in points, he'll just refund the points back to their account. That's it, Lorna, you tell him. You're in charge now, Lorna. No, I wasn't telling you off. No, I wasn't telling you off. Go and get something to eat, have a cup of tea and switch it off for a minute. 24 hours a day is not good for you. Switch it off for a minute. You know. That's what you've got to do. So, I hope that answers the question. So, you know, if you're a person that paid in points, well, what's the rush? You know, leave it till the last minute. If you're a person that paid with cash and you want that cash back so you can go and buy it off the Royal Mint, then go and do that. But I'm not going to get into that with them. I just see that as a ridiculous situation for any retailer to get themselves involved in, especially after what we've been through for the last couple of years. And I think, you know, now would be a good time to sort of come out of the competitive side of it. Yeah, that's a better way of looking at it. not coming out of it completely or anything like that, just coming out of the competitive side of it. You know, instead of rushing to be the cheapest to sell the most right at the beginning. It's like, it's not worth the hassle that it causes. And there's not, the money isn't in it in order to try and give people a competitive price. The money's not in it. I would have to do them at about $14.95 to make it worth my while, even continuing to go down that road with like brand new package coin. Just ain't worth it. It's no wonder the mint can afford to sell them for a tenner, because they make them and they ain't got no. Where's their storage? They've got like a 33-acre site. They've got loads of storage. They haven't got to do what we got to do, put them in and pay for storage and warehouse space and all the rest of it. I mean, on the one hand, you could argue that they do pay for it, but on the other hand, they don't. You know, they make it there, they keep it there, they sell it from there. No transport costs, no shipping, no going the other side of no going to the across the water, the other side of the water to Europe and come back again. And if they want to sort of go into competition with the retailers that are putting the money in their pocket, storing the product, well, I'll sort of come back from that and go, go on then, you have it. I ain't playing that game. I'll play a different game. So we'll concentrate more on that and see where that takes us. And look for the coins that I know are going to be rarer, give you the advice, and then go and buy them when I can. Oh, did I tell you that we've sold, out of all of the, as you know, we're selling the Gruffalos or any coin, we're selling the coin. For every coin we sell, we give one away. So with the Gruffalo, we're hoping to sell 750 coins because we're just in the process of giving 750 away, right? So we've sold a third of those. A third of those are already gone. The moment the other 2/3 are gone, then the market will take care of itself and the price will only go up slightly or more, or however. Depends how many people want to sell them, really, and how many people don't, and how many people want to keep them in their collection. And you can get them on your points, and you can get them on your vouchers too. So if you haven't bought into any of those are ones to get, certainly with points. And any of the other ones, before we release them, get them quick. Oh dear, we're having a little bit of, we're having a stags at dawn, are we? We're having a little bit of urinate in the, whatever, the area. I think that's telling you to go and get a sandwich, Warren, and have a rest. Hello Nanny, well done, you won a little prize last night, didn't you? Came in, had a look at the old American thing, didn't understand what was going on, and then boom, won a prize. Well done. I think that was, I think people sort of blew up the expectations of what was going to be happening with our American friends coming over and coming on the street, and that was probably because of non-con, really, and our people may have perceived that he was going to be all the time. Do you know what I mean? Especially in a mask and some of what he says, but I can see it's been quite popular. It's been quite popular, and people have looked at it in a way of, I don't know, in a sort of a, it's not a breath of fresh air, because a fresh air certainly isn't at times, but what was it they used to, on one of the comedy programs we used to have over here, and then they'd go, and now for something completely different, you know. from one extreme to the other almost. Yes, I know. And then today I looked at my American coins and I have a couple of those Wheaties, never knew anything about them. They're worth a few bob, those Wheaties. Alright, mate. Have a safe walk with the dog. Yeah, those Wheaties are worth... You see, the Americans haven't got a clue, really, what the value is. When I'm looking at Non-Common, I'm looking at Butch and Pat's Piling Pennies and so on. They haven't got the foggiest of what their coinage is worth. What they're going through in their hands all the time is worth to people in other parts of the world, like over here. I can see that immediately. Straight away, I can see all of that. And the value of it. Because they've got a set value over there. And what you would sell over there is different to what you would sell over here. Because over there, again, you know, you've got 300 million people that live over there that can go to the bank and get a box of those penny rolls. But no one else anywhere in the world can go. Excuse me. Alright. Oh, fucking natural. Ow. Alright. Back. Tony Stewart. Probably soaking, mate.
How's it going?
Come on in.
Honestly, I've really enjoyed the walk actually.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What, in the rain?
And kind of a Christmassy feel, and the rain didn't get
Yeah,
too hard until the end, and yeah, you know.
Sometimes it's a bit like that.
I did bring my slippers with me though.
Did you?
I hope you don't mind. I'll get
No, no.
because me injecting plants, I get a bit cold at the edges. So,
Oh, I see. Yeah, no problem
so
at all,
when
mate.
the boots come off.
I'll make it feel comfortable and put mine on.
Cool.
You want a cup of tea?
Glass of water, please.
Alright, I'm already on, by the way.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
But then, hang on. So if you can keep yourselves, I know what we'll do. I know what we'll do. So Stu's here, I'm going to go make a cup of tea, right? And then, when I've made a cup of tea, I'll get him a drink as well. Can't leave him out. And then we'll be back here. In the meantime, I've got a little auction for you. Excuse me sniffing. Right, so you're allowed to bid for this in, if you're English, it's the 1p's and 2p coins that we said that don't stick to a magnet, right? Don't stick to a magnet, and make sure that when you put your package together, you put a clear note in there telling us exactly what that's for. Ian Stream, what day is it today?
13th.
13th, is it?
I think so, yeah.
What
yeah.
day is it?
Wednesday the 13th.
Wednesday, so it's Wednesday the 13th, Ian Stream, £50 note. I won it for X amount of coins, right? Make sure you do that. Now, if you're American, any copper penny, any copper penny. That includes Wheaties. I'll have Wheaties off you, but you won't want to give me loads of them. But any copper penny. So it don't matter what the copper pennies are, any copper penny. If you've already sorted them out into years, great, that will do me a favour. If you haven't, you haven't. But you can bid away on that. So, essentially, who wants to offer me one coin, 1 penny, American or English, for the £50 note?
I'll offer a penny.
Let me see a bid.
Argue.
Oh, I've got a 1 penny bid from CJ Naive. Did you hear that? Right, David and Hannah went straight in. Lighty Collects is in with 100. Don't do any countdowns yet, but take notice of the rules that Lorna's saying about the countdowns. Once the countdown starts, you know the rules now, everybody, and if you don't know the rules, it's quite simple. The moderator that does the countdown, which in this case will be Lorna, their decision is final. It's what shows on Lorna's screen that counts. It doesn't matter if on your screen and 50 other people's screen that they see your name before she said the winner and it was sold. If it's on her screen, that's what she goes by. So don't leave it to the last second to bid. Do you know what I mean? We won't do a countdown just yet. We'll just leave this running for a bit. But so we have David Lister in. Popcorn King came in at 500 coins for a £50 note. What's 500 coins? That could be £5 or £10. David Lister with 200. You're too cheap, David. Laughter 69. Really? You're too cheap and all. Mint coins, you Ali, too cheap. Gary 600 coins. Now you're talking. So you're up to 600 coins for the £50 note. It can be any penny or 2 pence coin, English, that does not stick to a magnet. If you're American, it's the same. If it doesn't stick to a magnet, it's copper. And how you guys sort your coins out, you want to take notice of how we do it over here with a magnet. Save you such a lot of time. Right, you carry on bidding. I'm going to come back in a minute.
Everything's a bit
I
down.
like that approach, Stu.
It's lovely, isn't it? Except for the big damp patch above my breast. Oh, you're fine. How's it going?
That is close, that is, that's nice.
Yeah.
Charity shop?
Yeah, absolutely. But I tend to buy them.
Is that just done as in now, or is that
Yeah,
staying?
just as I've
Oh, no, right.
come in, unfortunately, it's sort of work. Yeah, no, I tend to buy them for less than £5 and then spend 7, 8, 9, 10, £12 on the buttons to.
That's called upcycling.
It is, yeah, and accessorising. I have something for you. Just a second,
Oh, you have. Oh, brilliant.
I'm already online, by the way.
Thank you. Yeah, I will have a look at that. And as my tutor, you'll be pleased to know that I've started on my homework.
Funny enough, I was walking up here, it's like half-hour walk. Yeah, I sent Chris a text saying about the thing to do with the.
Well, you can have alcohol if you want. I'll go and get some
Yeah, both would be water and beer would be lovely. I did bring that. Sorry.
Yeah, you sit there.
I'm just all of it.
You sit there.
Yeah.
Subtly
I don't want, well, yeah, I don't want to go.
Don't want to watch.
Yeah, I want to come in a big flare.
We don't have flares here.
Do we not?
Come and sit down. Ta-da.
Should we have the flick on and off of the light?
So this is Stu,
CJ Naive.
CJ Naive, as he's going to be, and he chose that pretty much because people are still bidding. You can carry on bidding as well, by the way. We're up to 1,000 now.
Other way.
I know very little.
Hello, babes. Sorry. Look, my wife's come in and I ain't even said hello to her. So Stu's going to be coming in, but he's decided on the name Naive because he actually knows nothing. He knows less about our coins than what you Americans now know about our coins. You know more than what he knows. So it's going to be quite interesting. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, so hopefully, especially if you've got any friends or partners who you're thinking you want to get into numismaticism.
Numismatic.
Oh, damn.
Numismatics.
Numismatics. My slot is going to be the time for them, because hopefully we can all learn together what it's all about.
Yeah.
And I want to learn it all. I don't know, the difference, all the difference.
All of it. He
Yeah.
wants to learn a lot. He doesn't know anything. He hasn't even got. Have I given you a coin yet? Have you got? Yeah, no, he has. He's got his first coin.
Yeah.
He found. Did you find it, or did you still lose it?
No, I've got the Shield £2 coin,
Paddington.
and I've got me cufflinks.
No, the Paddington you found.
Yes, the Paddington I found.
Have you still got it?
No, what I have got is the £2 with the shield on.
What you done with the Paddington you found? You spent it,
Yeah.
mate.
I know. Desperate times. But anyway,
Embarrassing.
yeah. That's
So we've got to get him. We've got to get him started. He hasn't got a single coin. He found the coin the other day, and he came round and he was well excited. He found his Paddington coin, and now he's going to spend it. So we're going to have to let him know he's not allowed to start spending the coins he saves.
Having said that, ever since I was a nipper, I've always had that little collection of coins in a homemade money box with no bottom in it, so you've got to get them out with knives, which is probably completely the wrong thing to do because
Proper
damaging the coins as I'm getting them out. So so there's always been a little bit of love for coin collecting, because there's always been something, I suppose it's those few bob that me granddad brought back from the war when he was in Aden and Kenya and wherever. And
So you have got a few then?
yeah, of no, there's no
Significance,
theme, no
that's true.
significance. Yeah, I
Right.
don't think there's any value. As you know, I've got my special half crown, which I use for making decisions with. I've got a half crown from 1900, which when I can't make up my mind.
It
whether to
was a nice half crown once, 1900 half crown, right? So that's Queen Victoria half crown. But he's used it that many times, he's now worn it. So it's no longer, it's just half crown now, it's no longer a really nice half crown.
But it's really useful for when I can't make up my mind.
It's
whether
a
to have
decision maker.
Cheese and onion or ready salted crisps.
That's
Yeah,
it.
I toss the coin, yeah,
toss the
too.
coin.
So I'm not umming and ahhing around the the supermarket all the day.
So have you ever wanted to meet somebody that literally walks around tossing a coin because they can't make a decision?
I'm your man.
He's your man. Hello Butch. Ah, you're on early mate. I didn't expect you to be up yet. Did you get a call out about the old did you? So we're up to 1,000 coins at the moment, which I believe is brain. Yeah, the brain.
What's special about that £50 note?
So what's special about this is I went through, I had 8 grand's worth of notes,
Mm-hmm.
right, which I was going through on the camera, and there was, most of it was just a bunch of rubbish, just
Yep.
old notes. But this one, it stuck out a little bit because you see the condition it's in. It's like a new bit of paper.
Right.
It's not absolutely brand spanking new. You can see that because it has sort of, you can see it's been handled.
Yeah.
It's creased without being creased, if you see what I mean.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Right? Can you see what I mean?
Yeah. So not mint, but
And if you
what's the
feel
next
it-
next quality after mint?
Well, like a brand spanking new note would be sort of stiff, pristine, crispy,
And we'd call
crispy.
that mint, would we? Or,
And I'd call that mint condition, right? But you do get, I mean,
so then is it excellent and good? And
yeah, I mean,
this is how it.
there's all sorts of gradings that you get for various things, proofs and all the rest of it. But you know, from a basic collecting point of view, as opposed to
Mhm.
specialist, I'm not specialist. I'm your basic
Right.
collecting. All of us, we're all about basic coin collecting to a degree. Some of them are specialists.
Yeah.
I'm not that much of a specialist, right? There's all sorts of things to look out for. Special, the numbers, the letters, and what they mean, and the fact that this particular set of serial numbers they made less of because of a particular reason or whatever. Same as coins, really. They make less of one and more of another.
Yeah.
And they'll have trial runs and things like that that they put out as a trial run, see how they go, that kind of thing. And they become worth more money
Okay.
because there ain't enough of them. In America, you would get a star at the end, and that star would denote the fact that that was a, I think, is it a trial note? And so they make less of them.
Okay. And does each
But when you
state
find
in
them-
America have their independent mints?
Ah, now you're over to the Americans. I'm
Oh,
not
okay.
too good on American money.
Before we go over there,
Yeah.
I've not heard of. Obviously, I know who James Watt is, but I've never heard of. Is it Matthew Bolton? Any ideas
What's that?
who that chap is?
It will tell you there.
I know James Watt invented this. Well, supposedly invented the steam engine.
I
didn't he?
should know that. I should know that Matthew Bolton, yeah, and James Watt. I should know a lot about them, but I don't.
Because I really love banknote designs. I met Ian through creative writing, and I really want to write an article about the banknote designs because I love the fact that it's so intricate and so beautiful, and basically just to stop forgery is where it's come from, and the passport designs as well. I don't know if the American ones are the same as European, but they've got loads of.
We could
fancy-
do with getting him a $1, $5, $2, $10, $20, etc. So Brain or Butch, if you can maybe put a collection together for me, and we'll have a swap, something, and then I could get him one of each one.
Who am I talking to anyway? How many people are out there, and who are you?
So we've got, I do it with my phone, right? So we've got 28 people watching right now,
Okay, hello, 28 people.
and there's 28 watching now. We did have 2 likes. I need to probably refresh that. So if I come off of that, go on to something else.
Oh yeah, send in some likes. You've got to like me, otherwise
And
I'll.
then- Otherwise you'll get a complex.
Yeah, absolutely.
Complex.
Another complex.
So if we go on in again, we've got 21 likes. So we've got
Oh.
21 thumbs ups and 2 thumbs downs.
Oh,
A lot of people bother about the thumbs downs.
Mhm.
I get a bit disappointed if I don't get any, because I know, as a, we all know, you see, that there's like 3 or 4 people out there that will give me the thumbs down at every opportunity. Doesn't matter what I say, doesn't matter what any of the CJs talk about, makes no difference. They will come on and just go like that.
Right.
And we all know who they are. Right?
Okay.
So we would be disappointed if they didn't come on and give the thumbs down, because if they didn't come on and give the thumbs down, it
They
would
haven't
mean they're
been
not
on at
watching.
all. Yeah. Cool.
So I'm glad they're watching. It means we're getting our messages across.
So yeah.
So
So
if we
send
go
us
on
some
the
more
live-
thumbs downs as well, please.
No, don't ask for it. So if we go on the live chat, what's called live chat, now you can
Right.
see the comments as they come in. Right, so this is Butch. He's American. He's the one they call the producer. He connects people up, and he's going to be teaching us how to do it. So, for example, at the moment we can only interact with them by us talking to the screen
Mhm.
and them commenting.
Right.
Right, but Butch knows how to do it so that we could have Butch in the corner of the screen there. We could have Warren over there.
Okay.
We could have
Yeah.
you there. We could have me there and someone else there.
Yeah.
Right, and you can have lots of different people up at the same time. That then gets more interesting, because instead of just watching one person on the screen, you're watching people interacting,
Yeah.
and it's much more, riveting is the right word, but
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know?
I get what you're saying.
so he's very good at all of that, so we're going to be learning a lot from them. The brain is non-com's wife, non-conforming non-conforming.
I'm liking
Oh,
non-conforming.
Brian,
I'm
type
liking
it up for
I'm
me.
liking non-conforming straight away.
Yeah.
That's
Non-conforming confrontationalist, I think it is. Confrontational non-conformist. Thank you, John. I thought for some reason it was the other way around. So, confrontational non-conformist is his handle, right? He's American. He'll come on, he doesn't show his face. So when he comes on, he'll put a mask on. Otherwise, you normally see his hands. Whereas Butch don't mind his face, I don't mind my face, you don't mind yours, obviously.
Yeah.
You're stuck with it now anyway. Lorna, can you see the spanner? Lorna's a spanner, see?
Right. I'm
Right?
taking that you're not being rude there.
Yeah, she knows I'm not being rude. In the most nicest of ways, Lorna's a spanner.
Right.
So that means she's the one she's the moderator. Anyone with a spanner has got moderator
okay.
status.
Cool.
Right? So supposing like let's just have a look. So yeah, so let's just take that one there, right? So that comment there by the brain,
Yeah.
you can't please everyone,
Mhm.
right? Supposing somebody came in and they didn't say something like that. Supposing somebody came, you get people that will come in just to stir up trouble.
Yeah. Trolls. Basic trolls.
Total
Yeah.
trolls, right? So you get someone, supposing that comment there, I'm going to do this to your comment, bro. So supposing that comment there is offensive,
Yeah.
right? You just tap it like that, hit the remove button, and it's gone. And everybody else sees that the Great British Coin Hunter's just deleted a message.
Right. Okay.
Right. So now that message is deleted, now that's not going to offend anybody, nobody can read it. Right? Like you can't read
Yeah.
it now, it's
Yeah.
gone. Right? Supposing they carry on, right? So the brain's next comment is, yes ma'am, thank you Lorna. Right? So now that's it. Supposing that's an even more abusive comment. And or even for me, when I'm doing it, it's up to the person doing it. When I'm doing it, I won't even take an abusive comment once. Somebody comes in and they start getting abusive, they're gone.
Right.
And then to get them, you click on them, and then you put, you can put a user in timeout, which means it won't let them do it for 300 seconds. I've never bothered putting anybody in a timeout myself. I just think if somebody's abusive enough for me to stop them, then I don't want them on there. So hide user on this channel, and that's then blocked, gone.
Okay. Cool.
Right?
So behave yourselves.
To behave yourselves. Right, and then that's what you do. So you can literally, you know, so John Benson's just made a comment, right, and we think, right, we don't it's not. I don't care that I don't like what people are saying.
Mhm.
Doesn't bother me that someone's got a different opinion. They don't agree with what we're doing or whatever.
Yeah.
That's fine, right? Because I love the dialogue.
Yeah.
Yeah. We can't solve anything if we don't have the dialogue, which is something where you come from. You've got to have the dialogue.
Yeah.
Right. Talk about it. Get it out there. Yeah. So I don't block people just because they have a different opinion. It's when they start coming on with the trolling and the,
Yeah.
and the nasty and all the rest of it, then just get rid of them.
Because the only troll we like is the Gruffalo. 50 pence. Do we like it? Do we officially like it? Do we?
We do,
Yeah,
we do.
we do, yeah.
We do. We officially like the Gruffalo. Yeah, everybody likes the Gruffalo. And so at the moment, I've got an auction going on as well. Right. So there's that, and I've been bid 1,000 coins so far for that.
Of the non-magnetic type.
Yeah, so the English people are bidding in coins, either 1p or 2p coins, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
They're just 1 coin, 2 coin, 5 coins, 10 coins.
Uh-huh.
No one knows what those people are paying me, and they could be paying me in pennies or 2p's.
Yeah.
But they must not stick to a magnet.
Is there a cut-off year when British coins?
Yeah,
What
about
year was that?
1991, 92.
Right.
And so if you hold a magnet over a load of coins, everything after that date will stick to a magnet.
Yeah.
Everything before that date won't. And I want everything that won't stick to that magnet.
Why?
Because it's older and it's copper.
And you're not weighing that in for scrap.
No, what sticks to a magnet is copper plated steel. Right? Whereas the old pennies and 2p's have got more copper in them.
Yeah.
So the copper plated steel will stick to a magnet.
Yeah.
And they did that because a 1p coin is actually worth 3 pence
Yeah.
in scrap value. It's just that you go to prison for melting it down.
Right, okay.
Right,
Treason or something.
Yeah, so just in case you're thinking a little smelting in the back garden, you know, thousands of coppers, melt it down, prison.
Right.
You're not allowed to do that. So I want them because of the value in them to sell them to collectors and jewellery manufacturers and earring manufacturers and cufflink manufacturers and that kind of thing. They're harder to get the older you go.
I have got a question actually. Being born in 1972, and I do remember about the 3 or 4 conversations we've had about coins since I met Ian, what, 2 months ago?
Yeah.
And as I said, I've had my little pot since I was a kid, so every time an article come up in the newspaper, it's flicked my attention a little bit. But then again, we're only talking about sort of 3, 4, 5 articles, so this is the real sort of basic knowledge. But I do remember, because I was born in 1972, that the British 1p and 2p in 1972 was proof only.
Proof year only, yeah.
So what's proof mean in this?
So right, so what proof year means is what we mean by that is you get a set every year. You get a set of coins. So buy a set of coins from the mint, and in that set will be a 1p.
One's in like the plastic.
Yeah, in the plastic boxes.
Right. Okay.
And you'll get a 1p, a 2p, a 5p, a 10p, a 20p. You get all the coins that are in circulation every year.
Yeah, my grandmother had one with the
£5
Churchill
crown
half
in it.
crown,
Right.
crown, half crown.
So you can have a small set, which will go up to say 50p or a pound. Then you can have the bigger set that goes up to £5, and it will have the £2 commemorative and the £2 definitive in it.
Right. What's the definitive? Sorry.
Well, the definitive, we'll have to get onto those, but the definitive.
Here we go already.
Yeah. The definitive one was the one that we call the shoulders. I'm going to have to teach you about that.
Yeah. This is
And now it's a picture of a Britannia every year.
Okay.
Right? But it's the same one every year. And then you have a commemorative. Like the definitive on a stamp is a stamp with just the Queen's head.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what they call a definitive.
Yeah.
And then you have a commemorative, which is a picture.
Okay, that makes
Right.
sense.
But the Queen's head is like every year without fail, every stamp is there are stamps with just the Queen's head and the price.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
60p,
Yeah.
first
I know.
class,
Yeah,
whatever.
Yeah.
And then you have others that have got pictures, they're commemorative.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. That
So
makes
the
sense.
definitive £2 coin is the Britannia, and then you've got commemoratives with pictures on, other pictures. Right? Loads of different pictures. Too many to educate you with now, we'll get onto that.
Yeah. Sweet. And is that just the mint making an extra bit?
Yeah, and then you buy these sets, you see. Well, these sets come out every year. And whether they are whether they release them into circulation or not, the sets come out. And not every coin in that set will be not circulated.
Right. So getting back to the 1972
72.
penny and tuppenny,
Yeah.
they didn't release any into circulation, but they produced. Do we know how many of these commemorative sets?
Well, you see, that was another argument I had with the mint, is that they for years and years and years, they haven't given the mintage figures for the number of coins that they make and sell.
Right.
Right? And I argue that a 50p is a 50p, a £2 is a £2. So if you make 5 million of them to go into circulation, or let's say in the case of, this is a perfect example actually, because it's the one I hate, is the Kew Gardens.
Which
Right.
is our first conversation.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to be really clever and mention that I've heard about the Kew Gardens, and he pretty much
And he mentioned the
shot me down in flames, kind of. But
take the Kew Gardens, right? So 200 and something, like, was it 210,000 of them went into circulation. Everybody then goes, oh, that's a really rare coin.
Yeah.
Because only 210,000 are in circulation.
Yeah.
Right? But they made more coins for sale than they actually put into circulation.
Okay.
Because the total number of Kew Gardens that were made is something like 440,000.
Right.
Well, if 210,000 went into circulation for the public,
yeah,
230,000, which is more than what they put into circulation,
are in little plastic boxes.
went for the money.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And so another, I guess their markup is massive on a.
Well, it is when they make it.
Yeah, 10 bob as I'd
I
call
mean,
it.
somebody like me has to buy it, but they make it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, don't get me started on that. I mean, we've got hours of conversation on that. But so anyway, so with the case of the Kew Gardens, right? And they never released those figures. It's only because of the campaigning that we've done in the last year and all the noise that we've made that literally this year they have started releasing the figures. All the things we've been campaigning about and complaining about on behalf of all this lot out there, they've now started changing. But they still won't give us any recognition whatsoever, won't even acknowledge us, won't sit around the table.
Right.
But they're changing their business practices because we're highlighting the things that are really, really diabolically bad in the industry. Which shouldn't be, because it's a Royal Mint.
Yeah, I had a
You know.
quick look on the interweb about it and got lost instantly. It's a private company, but not a PLC, and all the.
Yeah. I mean, it's all gone. You know, and if it's a private limited company, a private limited company means shareholders,
Yeah.
and that means someone's got to make money.
Yeah.
So all the money they're making, they can't even argue that in any way, shape, or form that they're not making any money out of it or profit out of it. Someone, somewhere, is earning a bundle. And it riles me only because, in the case of like their tills over at the Royal Mint, at the moment they're making the A to Z 10p's, them 10p's I gave you.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Well, they say that they get their 10p's for the tills from the same place everybody else does, from the post office and the bank.
Right.
Right? But it just so happens that every single bag of 10p's, sealed bag, brand new coin that they put in the till is A to Z letters.
Right.
Which can't possibly come from a post office or a bank. There are so many coin tubers out there, people now watching us now, this moment, listening, that go out and get a couple of £100 of the 10p's from the bank or the post office every week without fail, go home and they search through it. And they find, like, out of 1,000 coins, they'll find 3 or 1 letter, right?
Right.
The Mint is getting bags and bags and bags of them, and they're all letters. Every single one is a brand new letter.
Yeah.
And as I said to them, well, if you're going to tell me that that's where you go to get your coin from the bank and post office like everybody else, then me and all the rest of these coin tubers that are around here at the moment, we want to go to the same bank as you.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we don't believe you.
Yeah.
You know. So there's all this kind of stuff going on.
What I would like to hear from you guys out there is what your different specialities are, whether you're a completist or, like I say, a notophile, collector of notes, or numismatist. Is that right? Numismatism.
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 Yeah.
Sorry guys, I'm still
Most
learning.
of the
Yeah.
people out there collect coins, but I reckon a couple of them will be on notes.
Because that's the other thing I was saying. I'd love to write an article about note designs, and I'd really like to speak to someone who actually does it. So if any of you know who it is, it's probably someone who's in.
What, you mean someone that collects the notes, or?
Well, I'd like to actually speak to, get a comment of someone who actually designs them.
Ah, you want to be speaking to Mick.
Right, okay.
Because Mick, our article writer, and if you're watching Mick, if you could give, you may not be watching, but if you are watching, if you could give Stu a bit of time when I'll get him, pass your details on to him. Mick has already been trying to do some articles with some of the people that have designed some of the coins.
Right, okay.
So he might be the guy for you to talk to give you a pointer on where to go to look for people that have designed notes and stuff like that.
Yeah, because I just find it's really fascinating enclave of art. You know, this is the most popular piece of art in the country. How many is it? What, 100 million?
I suppose you could look at it that way.
Yeah, you know. So you see all these little prints, all that, you know, 1 out of 22. We got that one. That's one, you know, 1 out of.
Well, yeah, every single one of them.
Million, or,
Every single one of them comes with their own serial number, so they are numbered.
yeah.
Right, mate. Yeah. Ties. Yeah, I've got a couple. They're years old though, but I've got a couple. When do you need it for? Oh yeah, you can pick one tomorrow. Yeah, no problem. Alright then, see you then. Everything go alright? Good, good. Alright then, see you tomorrow. See if what? Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. We don't want that happening. No. Alright then. See you later. Bye, bye. Look at that, he's making a mess of my sofa.
Yeah.
All over the sofa.
One drop.
Brain says, Stuart, me and Confrontational are the American version of you. Brain is the female half of Confrontational Nonconformist.
Brilliant. So what are you doing?
So,
is it coins, and whereabouts in the
they're
states?
American,
Whereabouts in the states are you based?
And then Butch, he's a coin collector, various varieties, but he's mainly into coins.
Brilliant.
So you'll have some people on here to do with notes and some to do with coins, but people like you and people like Brain and that, you know, in fact, you're in the, even though they might be early coin hobbyists, and you have someone like Butch who knows a lot about the coins, right? None of them know that much about the none of them know that much about the English coins.
Oh, okay.
So their level of English coin collecting and your level of English coin collecting will be exactly the same.
Cool. So an extension of my question about whether you're completists or what particular area. I mean, do people, I'm guessing people collect euros and
Yep.
empire coins, and you know, I'd
Every
like
coin.
I'd like to hear back off you what ones you're into particularly, just to start my.
Every coin, every denomination is worth more than its face value for every country.
Right.
There isn't a country in the world where its money isn't worth more than face value. America, Canada, New Zealand, England, wherever, every single coin, every single denomination of every bit of currency you've got is worth more than face value if you know how to, where to sell it. RJ Coins is a bit of a completist.
Okay.
Turning into a magpie now. And he's liking the shiny stuff more. They collect everything they can get foreign, the brains.
Oh, I've always had a little bit of love for the square rupees. Remember Empire?
Yes, I've had some of those. I like them.
Yeah, I do as well, just because they're odd.
The Americans, you see, as Butch has said, they can still find silver in their change.
Right, yeah.
Whereas we don't anymore because silver was taken out in 1946 46, 47. Everything after 1947 is no silver in it.
Because this is another thing that interests me. Obviously, this is British focused. Like the sixpence can still be technically used right up until the 80s, but it stopped
Yeah.
getting minted in the, I'm guessing,
Yeah, it stopped getting
the
minted.
decimalisation.
Well, they stopped minting them in 1967.
Right.
So you don't get the 1968 or the 1969 for the penny or the halfpenny or the sixpence and all of that, or a lot of them. But you do get a 1970.
Right.
And then in 1971 it became decimal. So I don't really know why they missed out a couple of years, but they seem to miss out a couple of years on a lot of coins because.
It sounds like they were preparing for the changeover, then got desperate at the last minute.
Well, in 1967, with the big penny,
yeah,
the mint at the time knew that or thought that they would be able to sell loads of them. People would buy them and put them in the loft.
Right.
So in 1967, they got a special dispensation from the government, which ties into another row that we've got with a puddle duck, right? Because the Royal Mint have backdated a coin called the puddle duck, and they've backdated it.
Like the Beatrix Potter character.
They made it in 2016, 2017 and 2018, and they put a 2016 date on all of them, so you can't tell the difference.
That sounds really dodgy.
Yeah, I think it's dodgy. Anyway, in 1967, they got a special dispensation to do the same thing, where I think a special law was created or something, where they was able to go to government and say, we want to carry on making this coin with a 1967 date on it, but we want to carry on making it into 1968, but still keep a 1967 date on it.
Right, okay.
Because loads and loads of people will buy it and put it in the loft. And it was the worst thing they could have done because they devalued it, because a lot of people did exactly that. The 1967 penny and halfpenny went up into people's lofts by the hundreds of thousands, millions.
Right.
And so even now, 60, 70 years later, you would think that that would be a very expensive coin. Well, on the one hand it is,
yeah,
because it cost you a penny at the time, and it's now 60 years later worth a couple of hundred times its value.
Yeah.
But at the same time, £2 to us now in 2019 is bugger all.
Yeah.
So, you know, the value is there, but had they not done that, and they made 1968 ones in 1968, now you'd have two lots, and it would have been shared.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and therefore it would have held its value even better. It was a big mistake doing that.
So, just to confirm, I'm backtracking. We haven't got a definitive figure on the 1972 pennies and tuppennies.
Yeah. Oh no, I think they have produced a figure now. They've started producing the figures, going backdating them. I don't know how far they've got yet.
Right, okay.
But they are putting figures up there. So no, you don't know how many 1972 pennies or 2p's they made. But in 1972, the penny, the 2p, 5p I think, 10p definitely, 50p definitely. Virtually all of them was approved here.
Right, okay.
So, and the silver bit is like, after 1947 we got no silver at all. Even in our silver money, 10p's, 5p's, 20p's, there's no silver. Whereas the Americans had silver in it. What was the date, Butch, that your silver stopped?
Because I've seen the dude on Pawn Stars go into Pawn Stars, the TV programme, with the bag full of silver.
Silver coins.
Yeah, quarters, I'm guessing, is it?
Yeah, 5 cents and 5-cent coins and quarters, I think.
And is an Indian head quarter literally just got a brave's face on the?
Yeah. The Indian head went up to about.
Not face and.
I think the Indian head went up to about 1908 or something like that.
Right.
1909 it became the wheat cents with the wheat strand of wheat. That's why they call it the wheaties. Wheat cents.
Okay. Yeah.
Or they call them wheaties. Before that was an Indian head, and then before that it was a log cabby.
On the single cent
Yeah.
coin. Right. Okay.
So if you've got a wheatie, you know it's worth a bit more because it's older.
Yeah.
They stopped making them in 58, and if you've got a log cabin one, you know that that's 1800s or something like that.
I don't like the fact that all the American notes are the same size.
So in 1964 in the US for silver, stopped making silver. So anything before 64 will have some silver in it.
So it's all nickel based now.
Yeah, and the first
Oh, you go 1908.
no, it was the last Indian had 1909 to 58 wheat cents. And it's the same with their silver money will be the same as ours. In the further you go back, the more silver there will be in it.
Yeah.
So a 1946 sixpence will have X percentage silver in it. An 1846 silver coin will have probably 99.9 silver in it. Do you know what I mean? More silver in it.
In fact, one of my favourite, I used to be a bit of a punk rocker, and a band I used to be into, one of their songs was about the Colne Valley coiners,
Yeah.
who deliberately clipped the coins but redistributed the clippings amongst the community.
I saw the video of that when we went to the mint.
Right.
Right, and there's a video of a guy doing it, and he's there on his stump making the coins. They used to send monies out to the villages all over the country to make coins and put it in that village or that town. And their job was to make these silver coins, and they used to clip off little bits around the edge, save those little bits up, melt them down, and then make some coins out of them.
And did we not used to have coins that you used to be able to, in Britain at least, cut into quarters? I mean, we're going back, I think, to the 12th, 13th, 14th century.
No, there was a coin that we used to cut into quarters. What was it?
So I want to say a quarter's a groat, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, you're sort of going back that far, because then they made a coin that was a quarter of a penny, which was a farthing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right, because you had half a penny and you had a farthing, and a farthing was a quarter of a penny.
Yeah, we got Jenny Wren.
I think we stopped making them in the 50s. Not sure.
Did they have a wren on the back?
Yeah, there was a wren on.
Yeah.
I like that one actually.
So
That's a George. I think that's a King George one, the wren.
Right.
Might be a King George one. So we're up to 1,000 now. So should we do a countdown on that, Chris, Lorna? What do you reckon? Should we raffle that off? So 1,000 coins at the moment is the leading bid. Right, Chris Salmon. Nice. Crispy. Crispy. I won't flap it too much because...
Yeah, no, I still think it's beautiful. Genuinely beautiful piece of art. Frame it, put it on your walls.
See, I like Stu's ideas because he's going to be bringing some stuff into the coin world that you haven't even thought of. I've had a little sneak preview of some of what Stu's about, and he's going to be bringing some stuff in, and you're going to be thinking, oh wow, that's a good way of...
So yeah, watch this space, literally.
Watch this space.
Yeah.
So we're going to count it down now. Once we do a countdown on an auction, you'll get to know this as a jockey, because you'll have to do auctions now.
Okay.
Right. After all, it is a business.
Yeah.
It's got to pay for itself. So, and whoever wins it, by the way, don't forget, put a decent handwritten note in, letting me know what it's for. Everything else, you've got to send it to me. I'm not sending it to you till you send me what you're paying me. So we're up to 1,000 coins. I'll start the countdown now. No restart or comments, please, unless you're bidding. So we don't like people.
So 1,000 coins.
Hang on, Chloe. We'll be back with you.
That could be literally just £10 in British pennies that someone's paying for.
Yeah.
Wow.
So if the person who wins is paying me in 2p coins, they're going to give me 20 quid.
Yeah.
If they're paying me in pennies, they're going to give me a tenner.
And this is what's got me interested in this.
And if they're paying me in American 1 cents, they're going to give me about 7 quid. Going to give me even less than a tenner, isn't it?
Right, yeah. Don't know what the exchange rate is at the moment.
Don't know, but it will cost them a few quid to send them over.
So I was thinking a little while ago, and I know politics is a no-go area, but then the whole idea of printing less notes was a monetarist's idea.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't.
Politics isn't a no-go area. You're allowed. We encourage. You can talk about how did we put it? How you brain? Oh, in a minute after the countdown, brain. Go and do me a favour, brain. Go and copy from one of your videos. That bit about the religion and the what was it?
Not just religion and politics.
Religion and politics. That was it. Just copy that bit for me, because it's the way that you put it that I liked.
Because yeah, the point I was
Bit of
making.
1,100 coins. Don't wait till the last minute. Get in. Go on.
Yeah, and I've never fully understand it. The Thatcherite principle that she got from the American economist Milton, monetarism. Part of the theory is by printing less money, literally printing less money and having less money in circulation somehow caps inflation. I don't quite get it, but I know that's one of the
Yeah, because if you print too much money, you end up like Italy, and you pay like £1 million lira for a loaf of bread.
Or yeah,
and suddenly the papaper's not worth the money's not worth the
Germany's where they
paper.
actually put six zeros after.
Yeah, or the German mark at that time. 1200 is the bid. Come on, 1200. We're down to 10 now. We'll have a little pause, and then what happens is, do you see like the countdown isn't per seconds? They go slow. Take their time.
Ah, yeah, okay.
It's not about rushing it.
And with a pause there,
Yeah.
10, yeah.
And again, at the end of the day, it is a business, so you've got to give people a chance. You want them to pay more. You want them to
Yeah, of course.
bid
Thank
higher.
you for making that having a wee or a cup of tea.
Exactly. And you have a time lag.
Right.
So if I put a volume up on this now,
Yeah.
it would be different. I'd be speaking and then we'd be hearing it
Okay. Yeah.
on a time lag. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there are people that are behind by a few seconds.
Yeah.
So even when you go 3, 2, 1, 0, they haven't seen 0 yet.
Yeah.
And they're still bidding, but it's finished. So you've got to give them a chance, and then when Lorna gets down to about, I don't know, 5 or 3 or something like that, she'll probably go a bit slow and have another break.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, little pause. Give her, going once, going twice, and then it's gone. But people do still try and get in there at that last second, and it doesn't always work. I often tell them, don't do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't auction. Don't try and do that in the auction. Try and just get your bid in, because otherwise.
Yeah.
you could
There
put
we
it
go.
in, and if she's come up sold, but because of the time difference on your machine, you put a bid in, and on your machine, your bid is clearly there, and then she says sold. But on her machine, she says sold, and then after her, your comment comes in.
Right. Yeah.
Right? And you think that what she's seeing is exactly the same as you, and it ain't.
Yeah. Okay.
Sometimes what you see on different devices, the comments are the other way round.
Yeah. Understand.
So she's paused at 5. The bid at the moment, 1200. 1200 coins is the highest bid for a beautiful Chris Salmon, beautiful condition, Chris Salmon, artwork, according to Stu. £50 note, which I would value at around about the 75, 85 quid mark immediately. 125 quid on eBay, only because you take an offer on that and it's crisp. And someone somewhere in the world, I've sold things like this for like 130, 140 quid.
Is it a double A?
No, there's nothing special about their serial number.
No.
I made a point of telling them that. There's nothing special about the serial number. The only thing special about that number is if somebody just happened to have the telephone number 740820.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And especially if you was buying it for like someone of the older generation, because older generation people will always answer the phone like that.
Yeah.
740820.
Yeah. I remember all my phone numbers.
My dad
as a
still
kid.
does.
Yeah.
He says his phone number every time he answers the phone.
Yeah.
So if you knew someone with that phone number, it would be like, that would be a really cool present. But other than that, the serial number means nothing.
So just remind me, when they do they frank notes rather than mint them? But does it start off AA 00000001?
Yes.
Right. Cool. So I've always
And that note always goes to the Queen.
Okay.
Always.
Yeah.
So if you look in the royal family's collection,
Yeah.
they have AA 001 of every single note that's ever been made.
That's kind of cool.
I mean, just that alone would buy you a palace.
Yeah. Yeah. And
You
she's
know?
also they got the best philately collection in the world, hasn't she?
Oh yeah, because they get the best. They get.
Well,
all
not just
the
that.
best.
George V was a
He was a
keen
good stamp
philately,
collector, yeah. So they get the best of everything like that. And that's sold. So we have a winner.
Hey, well done.
Winner, Brain. So here we go. Pause.
Nice one, Brain.
And they went down to 1 look, 2, 1 sold. Brain with 1200 coins. Okay, Brain, so £50 note. for brain. That's one hell of a parcel you got to send me, brain. You getting yourself in on the action, Casper?
What I always used to do, it's probably
1,200 coins.
high treason, is with the watermark of the Queen's Head, just pen in a little tiny 1mm square, so when you hold up the light and see the watermark, it looks like the Queen's got a Hitler moustache. But
Oh.
so yeah, I used to do that to every single note that I got. Just used to just mark a little 1mm square there.
Yeah.
So you know when you go to shop and the person's holding up the light to check that its integrity, it suddenly looks like
You're more than a rebel, really.
I
You're a bit of an ist, aren't you? I don't know if you're an anarchist, but you're a bit of an ist somewhere along the line.
I like playing with ideas as well. So I think that's.
I think this is going to be interesting as the weeks come on. All right, Brain, that's there for you. As a hell of a parcel you got to send me, but that's fine. Packaged in Friday, no thing. Will you look for birth dates in the serial numbers also? Yeah. No birth date in this one.
So yeah, can I ask what state in the States are you in?
What state you in, Brain? And remember, they've all got to be copper ones, Brain. Or as long as they're before 1982. You know, so you can stick old Wheaties in there if you want, but they've got to be before 1982. Arizona.
Oh, okay, so southeast.
Arizona.
No, southwest. Southwest.
Montana's across the top, isn't it? What did you say? Southwest?
Southwest, yeah. Bottom left-hand corner,
Bottom left.
sort of.
Sort of
Yeah, it's the world.
Underneath-
World West.
underneath
Yeah,
Vegas and
the
Nevada.
giant crater
I
and
think
the.
Are we getting that right, Butch? South Central.
Oh, okay.
South Central.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Southwest is correct for Arizona. Grand Canyon.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I think Arizona's got all the best geology.
Imagine that.
in the
Look, he
States.
lives down near by the Grand Canyon. I mean, how cool is that when someone says, "Here, where do you live?" and you go, "Oh, just not far from the Grand Canyon."
Yeah. Right.
I mean, that's a good conversation piece when you're having a pint, isn't
Mind
it?
you, I was lucky enough. My auntie took me on a backpacking holiday, and we went from the Himalayas, the highest points in the world, to the Rift Valley. which is
Someone educate the movie guy for us, thank you.
So we basically went from the Himalayas to the Rift Valley, which is the biggest, I think even bigger than the Grand Canyon,
Right.
as far as a ravine goes. Yeah, so not what to say there, except for she wouldn't believe me that when we were on top of the Himalayas, and I was pointing out that it was seashells that we were walking on,
Right.
obviously at
Huge height.
5,000, 6,000 feet.
Yeah, that's a bit mental.
I know more than 6,000 feet. 5,000 meters. Yeah, I think.
See, that's another thing about the Americans I found when I was over there. Right, now look, people like Butch, they do your head in.
Yeah, it's really close, but it's a 10-hour drive.
Yeah, exactly. 1 minute he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm just by the Grand Canyon," and then, "Oh yeah, but the Grand Canyon's 10 hours drive from it." Well, you're nowhere near it then, are you? You might as well be a million miles away.
It is like us driving from Glasgow, isn't it?
Well, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like us driving to Scotland. It'd be like me and Stu getting in the car now and going all the way to the tippest end, right at the tip of the top of Scotland. 10 hours. When I went over there, I stayed with somebody and he said, talks about golf. So my mate's got a golf course. You ever played golf? I said, I've wanted to play golf all my life, but I've owned 2 sets of golf clubs, brand new, and both got nicked before they touched the blade of grass. Right. So I said, I want to play, but I never got round to it. Anyway, he said, "Oh, my mate's got a golf course." He said, "It ain't far. We'll go." I said, "Yeah, all right. I'm up for that." I'm thinking, to us, ain't far. It's like 20 minutes down the road.
Yeah.
Right. 2 hours later, we're still driving. So we only got 3 holes, and then it was dark.
Right.
We had to come back again. But to them, it's only round the corner.
Totally different scale, though.
I know.
Yeah.
Completely different scale. Arizona is 1.5 times the size of the UK. I know, you can stick the UK inside Texas 5 times over.
But
He's
funnily enough,
45 hours away from Brain driving. If he was to drive to Brains, he's 45 hours away.
Yeah,
That's
right.
some distance, right?
I love travelling, and I've never had any real desire to go to the USA except for Arizona. I think you've got some of the coolest stuff in the States, from the meteorite thing to the finger stones in the
Okay.
desert, and yeah, all the geological stuff.
So he'd like to go to Arizona, I reckon. RJ Coins had a helicopter ride over the Grand Canyon. Yeah, sorry about that, movie guy, but you're welcome to join in and stuff and chirp and, you know, get in with the conversations and one thing and another, but this isn't a giveaway site. You don't come in and ask for free coins and just get them. People do give free coins out to each other, but you don't just sort of, it's like walking in a shop and saying, can I have something for free, please? Don't work. Do you know what I mean? Get involved first, talk to people, find out what it's all about, find out what we're doing, see whether you like it. As I always say, suck it first, see if you like the taste. If you don't like the taste, go suck it again. Have a little play around, ask questions, and if you don't like what we're doing here, go somewhere else. If you like what we're doing, stay.
Yeah, and I was just about to ask, I am CJ naive. Teach me something. You guys who've been sending information like Brain and stuff, send me a tidbit about coins or collecting that I will not know.
Scott says, can we give him until 7 if possible? We can't get on until 7. What's
Right.
the time?
What is the time? Oh, it's half 6.
6. Another half hour. You can do another half hour, can't you?
Yeah. Oh, I thought we was doing 6 till 7 anyway.
Was we?
That's what I understood, because I was right
Yeah,
enough.
That's
Yeah,
right.
so you're all right,
Yeah, so what are you doing? Confusing things, Scott. We're on till 7 anyway. Oh, it's because I said to you 6:30 in a phone call, wasn't it? Yeah, got it. I thought we might come, depending.
Yeah.
Because I thought if we came on at 5:30, we'd come off at 6:30.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
So come on, teach me something, guys. Send me a little
So what do we
tidbit of-
teach him? What are you going to teach him to start him off with? What should we teach him about? Teach him the first. Tell him what is the first commemorative 50p coin that he can still find in his change worth looking for.
Oh,
He's introducing himself as Popcoin King. That's Stevie B, that is.
oh, #1 bandit.
#1 bandit.
Cool, yeah, I've heard that.
We've got our t-shirts on sale today
Oh, brilliant.
with our logo and Ian's bandits on them.
Right, I need a
we've got-
copy of the logo sent over. To
Yeah.
me.
So we can do some more stuff with that. You want
Yeah.
to play around with that now?
I've
Dan?
got yeah, you know what I want to do with that.
You
so,
can come
yeah.
up with some ideas for the shirts as well.
Yeah, okay.
Do you know what
yeah.
I mean? Different things. Beware of Ian digressing, says Marie. I do it all the time.
Yeah.
He's worse than
No,
me.
I'm worse.
If you think I'm bad,
So hang on. So what's the golden rule about collecting? Is it quality? Is that the #1 thing?
no. I would say because it is it is no different, and having a wife as a psychotherapist does make a difference. It's no different to any other thing where it can get addictive.
Right.
Right, and if you're not careful, you can be spending more money on your collection and maybe not eating properly, not paying bills.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's not like anything else really. You know, it's like everything else in that area. In that, if you're collecting something, you can get yourself into trouble, like gambling.
So everything in moderation.
Yeah,
But I've always
you've got to collect what you can afford to collect.
I've always said everything in moderation, including moderation. That means you get a little bit of excess out there as well, allowable excess.
Yeah, a little bit of allowable excess. So, you know, if you can't afford to collect silver proofs, I mean, obviously, if you're going to collect something and put money into it from collecting it, investment-wise, not taking up too much space, then go for your gold proofs if you've got the money.
Yeah.
If you haven't got the money, go for your silvers. If you haven't got the money for that, go for your buncy and your uncirculated and stuff
So-
like that.
Once we've gone into moderation, we're deciding whether we're doing it for an investment or whether we're doing it as
Just for
as,
pleasure.
as a hobby, as a pure
As a
hobbyist.
hobby,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, if you're looking at any kind of money, you will come across 50p coins and go, well, I'm keeping that one, even though I've got 15 of them, I'm keeping that because it's worth a fiver or it's worth £8 or it's worth 15 quid.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. On the other hand, some people might just not care. I found one, I've got it in my collection, don't need another one.
Yeah.
So I'll throw it back, or if they're savvy enough, I'll keep that because it's worth 15 quid, and I'll swap that for a couple of coins I need that are worth less, but I haven't found them yet.
So is there a universal standard of condition you guys work on? Like say, obviously mint is obvious, and then would it go on
Yeah.
excellent, very good, good, average? Or
Well,
I'm remembering this from stamps
no.
or something.
So I imagine in the world of art,
Uh-huh.
you would have a phenomenal amount of different gradings for various kinds of paints and stuff like that.
Right.
With money, you've got, and I never understood it when we started 7 years ago. With money, you've got things like fine, very fine, VFF, and all other Fs and other codes, and I didn't understand
Okay,
it.
this is ringing little bells. Yeah.
When me and John first started, if a coin was mint condition,
Yeah.
you know, brilliant mint condition, we would look at that coin and we needed to abbreviate it for the tubs as we're storing all this stuff.
Yeah.
So uncirculated takes longer to write out, doesn't it? You know?
Yeah.
So we just put UMC for uncirculated mint condition.
Yeah.
We didn't know at the time there was an abbreviation called UMC for uncirculated
Yeah.
UMC. We didn't know that. We even put in our listings UMC, uncirculated mint condition, because that's what it was to us.
Yeah.
And ever since then, I've sold on various qualities. I sell cheap and cheerful, which is marked, dirty, knackered.
Yeah.
Good condition, which is clean, so you can have a penny or a 2p. It's still brown, dirty for the years, but it's a clean brown all over.
Yeah.
As opposed to stained.
Yeah.
And then you have like a good condition, and then you have uncirculated, which is brand new.
Yeah.
Just hasn't gone around in circulation yet.
Because so are the British penny and 2p, when it comes out mint, it's a shiny copper, isn't it?
I'll show you the difference.
As opposed to the sort of dull.
I'll show you. Oh, I forgot my tea here. It's gone cold. Some water as well. My tea's gone cold, love. Don't love me enough to make me have a cup.
Shame.
I'm still waiting for you guys to teach me something. Send me.
Ian.
Yeah.
Sit.
No, I need to go and get some.
Oh.
Yeah, there's the comments.
Cool. Thank you.
So just touch the screen every now and again. So
Yeah.
you don't time out on you.
What makes you happy? Thank you. Cool. Thank you, Butch. Yeah. Yeah. So I guess what makes me happy is, talking to you guys at the moment. Especially if you stroke my ego. So what was I saying to Ian the other night, knowing that he doesn't think the best of the Royal Mint was that Isaac Newton, who used to appear on our original British UK decimal pound note, and he was in charge of the Royal Mint, and as most of you know, one of the most famous pre-Einsteinian physicists, split light up into the spectrum of 7 colours. But as Maynard Keynes, the economist found out when he bought all his papers, he was an incredible alchemist. And when he first split light through a spectrum, he actually saw 6 colours, not 7. But where 7 is a more important colour to alchemists, he actually split the last 2 bits, the blue and violet, into 2 because, yeah. So
what I like about that story is the Mint absolutely revere Isaac Newton, and this story makes Isaac Newton a fraud.
yeah.
So the Mint revere a fraud.
And that's kind of what I was
Isn't
telling
that
you.
great fun? Sorry, I bet you didn't.
No, yeah, not a problem.
Right, so here's a book. This is just a crappy little book, but it's got these little envelopey bits, you see?
Yeah.
You need them to stop the coin falling out.
Yeah.
Right? So, here's the difference between the coins. This coin
So, well,
is a
wildlife
circulated World Wildlife Fund.
Yeah.
Right? Someone might punch up the mintage figure. I think it's, what is it, 3 million or something like that? 3.5 million. Hello, Barry. Just home on back from a 5-week stay in hospital, trying to catch up on a video. No, all right, Barry. Hope you get well, mate. You concentrate on your health. That's the most important thing. Yeah, see, that's a good one from Butch. Look,
What makes you
number
happy?
1 rule: collect
Yeah.
what makes you happy.
Yeah, I did say thank you, and just as you left.
Oh,
for
right,
that, for
right.
that comment. Is there actually 50 things on the back of this
I don't know.
coin? I've been trying to count them, but I keep losing count.
Marie says, does anybody know how many animals on the back of
Yeah,
the...
that's just what I'm asking myself, whether it's 50, but I keep losing count. So
Marie says, did anyone find your Gruffalo stones yet? Yes, we did. We had the one with the snake found, and that was sent in to us, and we've sent him a Gruffalo with a COA. And because it was the first one, and it was a lovely little letter from a little child, we put them in a package coin as well as a little bonus. Yeah, you keep yourself well, Barry, and look after yourself.
I reckon there is 50.
Yeah.
50. I've just
Now-
tried count, but I lost count around about 40-ish. But
Can you see a marked difference between this coin and the other one? Quality
of
the
course,
coin.
yeah.
Right, that been found in change, so it's been circulated around in
Yeah.
people's pockets, and the other one hasn't. It's just come out of a brand. It's just come out of a bag, sealed bag, where they've come from the bank, but they haven't had a chance to go out into circulation yet.
Yeah.
Right.
So with the copper, because the copper ones are markedly different. They're very vibrant orange when they're
Yes.
new, aren't they?
Yeah.
Will they stay that colour, kept in?
Well, anything that figure out how to put this in.
I mean, is it oxidisation or is it
Yeah.
just being knocked about?
Anything in the air.
Right.
You know, I tell people that, I mean, these sorts of things that we're doing here, putting it in this, I don't know if this works. I've got one that don't work. Putting them in these sorts of things, putting them in capsules, they need, if it's not airtight, I'll get it on there. If it's not airtight, then the air's going to get in,
Yeah.
and it will oxidise, and it's like, they call it toning.
Right.
Right, and that's just caused by the air getting in. So you've got a circulated one, and you've got an uncirculated one, right? To start you off, and then, now this, so you have circulated condition, then you have uncirculated condition where they're brand new,
Yeah.
but they just haven't been out into circulation yet. And then you get brilliant uncirculated.
Right.
Brilliant uncirculated is where there's a brilliance to the coin, right? Now the one thing that you know, the fastest way to upset a coin collector
Is
to do what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
And take it out
There
of
you
that
go.
packet.
Watch
But
this,
you see,
people.
the
This is
problem
punk
is,
rock.
this is punk. He thinks we're punk. He loves it. So, the thing about these is, people say, oh, you must never, you know, you've got to be careful with the coin and one thing and another and never touch it and all that, right?
Yeah.
And I do agree with a lot of that stuff. But it is all down to your own personal preference. The thing is, the enjoyable bit, and I don't think anybody will contradict this, I'd be surprised if any of you did. The enjoyable bit of some of the collecting is the fact that you can find it for face value.
Yeah, of course.
So that coin there, I sell that for about a £5, just circulated condition. I sell it for a tenner, uncirculated condition.
Wow.
Right? It's a hard coin to get.
Uh-huh.
It's not easy to find. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
But there's
you
three,
find that-
3 million, 2 million went into
yeah,
circulation.
somebody punched that up for us. I've forgotten what the mintage is of the WWF.
So I'm learning slowly. It was 220,000
Does
for
anybody
the
know the
Kew
mintage of
Gardens.
the WWF? I think it's 3 or 4 million or something, 3.5 million. Memory serves.
But isn't this the point you were making to me about the 20 pence pieces that were franked without a date? Every bugger and their son is putting these ones in a jar at home,
Yeah.
the £2 ones with the different things on, whereas the 20 pence without a date has got the same circulation as the Kew Gardens, but next to no bugger apart from us is looking for it.
Just,
At least I think that's the lesson I got.
yeah. See that again, Lorna, from anybody, just delete them. I won't have that from anybody, so if you see a comment like that again, just delete it. I will not have name calling on, I'm sorry, and I know you're a regular customer and I know you've been around for a while and all the rest of it, but I will not have name calling on the channel of any degree, whether it's soft name calling or whether it's hard name calling. Don't care, won't have it. As far as our American friends are concerned, they bring us something different. You may not like it, and if you don't like it, even though you're one of my customers, if you don't like it, you need to watch another channel when they're on. Or not come on our channel. You know what I'm like. There's things on and it's respect and politeness. You know, people like Non-Con will come on and he might swear like a trooper, but do you know what? I listened to that bloke and I've watched him over and over and over again, and let me tell you, he does it with like a, I don't know what to call it, like a weird kind of a respect is the only way I can put it. They're very respectful. They use a little bit of language, yes, but for us, it's after the watershed. I don't allow it before 9 o'clock. I don't allow it on my channel from any of the CJs at any time without when the children are watching. But they come on at night at our invitation, and they come on and they have a bit of banter and they have some bad language. But do you know what? If you really listen to them and you really watch them, they do it with respect. And they have children watch them, and they know they have children watch them, and they tone it down when they do. And I've seen that, and I like what I see. You know, so none of us are anybody's fault, and it's you know, so that's where I am on that. So back to this. Good condition.
Yeah.
Uncirculated.
Yeah.
Right.
And
This
brilliant
is
uncirculated.
brilliant uncirculated. So now, if you actually get something like this in your hand, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can you see that it's got like a brilliance to
Yeah.
it that beats even the uncirculated?
Yeah.
You can see the uncirculated is new, but the brilliance just has a shine all of its own.
Absolutely. So you saying that's doubled? That one's doubled the value in that one.
It's
doubling
double the
it again?
value in this case, in my opinion, because it is 2011 and you don't find many. You know, it's like 8 years old and it's uncirculated and it's a rare coin. It's hard to get. It's not rare, 3.5 million or whatever it is, but it's hard to get.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So an uncirculated version of a hard to get coin
Right. Yeah.
makes it worth more money. Yeah, because there are people out there that some of us won't be seen dead buying a second-hand item. Some of us will only buy a brand spanking new item.
Oh yeah, I only buy charity shop stuff myself.
And I was going to say, and then there are others like you and me, you know, not me now, but there are others where you will only buy that.
Yeah, in fact, those 3 coins put together probably cost more than my whole outfit.
I imagine in 10 years' time, this one will be worth over 100 quid, 150 quid. So this is a brilliant uncirculated Gruffalo, right, which is in here as well. So now you've got 3 coins to start you off. And you see, this is the other reason for taking it out of the packet, is that, that's what I was going to say, there is a joy, there is a something, and I'm sure everyone would agree, there is a something where if you find it for 50p in your change,
yeah,
means a something, you know? If you can't find that coin and you come to me and you give me a fiver for that coin, that's all very well, but you're probably not buying every single coin. I think if you're buying every single coin, don't do it. What are you collecting? You're not collecting anything. You're just buying a collection, albeit in stages.
Yeah.
Right? But you can find these in your change, and that's a buzz to start filling up this book with different pictured coins, different dates.
I mean, the fact that it's money as well, though, is kind
And
of
it can
makes
always be turned into money.
kind of makes it. I hate to say this as some sort of an anarchist punk rocker, but money is special.
It is special. And the thing is, you see, these coins, because this is not going to be released into circulation, now in a funny kind of a way, it messes you up. Because this is your book. This is your book for collecting your coins, or a book similar to this, for collecting your coins that you find in your change, right? You collect them, and what do? You want to put them in your book like this. So you can build up, like everybody else, you can build up a collection of your 50p's, yeah? Page after page after page. Well, you can't do that with a non-release coin. It won't fit.
Yeah, right.
Right? So now you've got no choice. If you want it in with the rest of your 50p's, you've got no choice but to rip it out of this packaging anyway.
Yeah.
And even though I sell a lot of people a lot of packaged coins, I don't like the idea of collecting packaged coins. All of my packaged coins are upstairs in a box.
Yeah.
But where do you keep your circulated coins? In your album.
But to
What
me,
do you look at? Your album.
I'm guessing you'd agree. There's a difference between the uncirculated ones, like the Gruffalo, that aren't circulated at all, and you could get the uncirculated version of the WWF, can't you? That was
Circulated,
yes.
Yeah.
You know, and likewise, partly because I'm influenced by you. That really sticks in my craw. The fact that they're
You've got to buy it.
minting money, and charge you. Well, God knows
20 times its value.
Yeah.
All that, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's disgusting.
I mean, by the time we're finished, there's a lot that will come out of it, and you know, prices will get reduced for people across the board. But it's taken some time to get there. But in the meantime, you know, you've got to be able to fill up your book.
Yeah.
And you can't do that with dirty, great big packets.
Yeah.
You know, suddenly you need a book the size of a laundry basket or a sofa. And there's an awful lot of people that will buy packaged coins and just rip them out and just put them in their album.
Good on
Because they can't be asked.
Yeah.
And to be honest, leaving them in the packets, leaving them in packets like this is not really going to protect the coin. These packets that Change Checker make and the Royal Mint make, they ain't made to protect the coin. You could leave it in that packet, never touch it, put it away, never touch it with a pair of human hands, and that is still going to tarnish.
Right, okay.
So you might as well rip it out of the packet and put it in there, because the air's going to get in.
But the different quite, because and to my dead granny, she had, like I say, the commemorative hard plastic Winston Churchill half crown, so it would have been what, about 1967, 68 collection in, like I say, hard plastic. And as a kid, I wedged it open, used to play with the coins, then put it back in. And which, like I say, defies the object. But is that type of packaging any better than? No, even the Royal Mint packaging. Yeah.
I'll go and get one. Right. I mean, there's no way that you could say that was airtight.
Yeah.
And if it's not airtight, then the
Yeah,
air's
what's
going to
the-
get in.
Yeah.
That's the whole idea of airtight, and it's so.
But I guess the next thing is after the tarnishing from the air is the acidity on one person's fingers, tarnishing that
Oh, yeah, yeah.
causes. And then I'm guessing obviously bashing around in your pockets.
Well, then you also have.
Oh, it's all good stuff, isn't it?
I think we ought to give you a £2 coin to get you started as well. You're not allowed to spend these, by the way.
No, I've got, like I say,
And any
I
coin
saved
you
the-
find and put in this album, you're not
can't
allowed
come
to
out.
spend.
Yeah, do you know? I was just thinking that is actually a nice barrier to.
Yeah, you got to have it. You got to have that, right? If you haven't got the money for a bottle of milk, you do not touch this
Yeah.
book.
No, I get that.
Do you know what I mean?
That, yeah, I've got a.
There are
box
other
of-
things you sell first. I often say to people, there are certain coins. I sell the shirt off my back before I sell that coin.
Right. Okay.
You know, certain coins because they're too valuable.
So, which ones stand out?
You're going to learn all of that.
Yeah.
There's loads. There's loads. I probably shouldn't give you this one. I should give you something that fits in there. But I'm going to give you this one. We can't not give him a Frankenstein, can we? Start him off.
Mary Shelley.
Frankenstein £2 coin. But again, just for
Did that actually go into circulation?
no.
No, I was going to say I've not seen that.
No. So it's another coin that we're going to put out into circulation for free.
Yeah, I haven't mentioned that so far because I wasn't sure if everyone knew about this.
Oh yeah, yeah. We've
Yeah,
been doing it
I
for
think-
2 coins now,
That's so good.
and we'll do it with this one as well. It'll be expensive when we do it with this one because they're £2.
Yeah, of course.
So it's 4 times as expensive.
Yeah.
For the stump. But you see, the thing is, why I wanted to bring this out to you is because
But I love
That's
it. I mean,
just
not only is it giving
that's
a big.
just not airtight.
No, right, I see. Not only is what you're doing putting them into circulation, giving the big V's up to private corporations you don't like, but adding the fun to the people in the future who collect it, you know. And around 50 years' time, someone's going to find a scuffed up Gruffalo in their change.
That we put out there, yeah.
Yeah, and that's amazing.
It is.
Really amazing.
I mean, I like that idea. And there's one of the videos that's on there is Dean's gran and their granddaughter. And they are the perfect examples because that old granny in that video and the little granddaughter sitting on her lap, neither of those two people, those two human beings right there, do not understand why they can't find that to put it in their book.
Right.
Right? You cannot explain this business to a child.
Yeah.
And you cannot explain that to an old person
Yeah.
that isn't as clued up as fast as what they were 30 years ago.
Yeah.
It's all right for me and you to get our heads around this, right? But you're expecting 6 and 7 and 8-year-old kids to get their heads around this, and 70-year-old people that have been collecting coins for years,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden, over this 2 years period, out of nowhere, for all these donkey's years, suddenly they produce a mass of coins that don't get released into the circulation. All for that.
Yeah.
And
What
these
did,
people
so
don't
did,
understand.
did it sort of start with the £5 coins?
Yeah, well they sort of rinsed that one because they made crowns, 25p crowns. And they didn't learn by the mistake of the fact that the crowns were not very popular. Winston
Right.
Churchill and all the rest of it. They
Yeah.
were 25p, right, which is a full crown. Half a crown was 12.5p. 2 shillings was 10p.
Well, it's 2 shillings and 24 pence, isn't it? Sorry, are we talking
Without getting into the
after,
dynamics of the 240
Okay.
to a pound
Yeah,
and all the
right,
rest
so
of it.
because
But,
a crown is five shillings, which is half a 10 bob.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
a 2 shillings basically went over to being a 10
10
pence.
pence, yeah. So
Yeah,
okay,
and a
yeah,
shilling went
but
into
it
being a
was
5
it was
pence.
24 pence,
Exactly.
24d.
There was 24
but
pence in a
D,
pound.
but
or
now,
whatever.
but then it turned to 10p.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Right,
Or
cool.
140 pence in a pound or whatever it
240
was.
pence.
240 pence in a
Split
pound.
into
yeah.
20 shillings, each of 12 pence. What a great system. Why did we get rid of it? I love it. I love it. I do, genuinely.
And then, so what was I forgot what I was saying now. Oh, I've done it again, didn't I? What was I saying? What was that?
We've digressed together. We were talking about old people and young people not following why they can collect certain coins.
Yeah. Oh no, the crowns, right. So,
Oh yeah.
So you had 2 bob.
Yeah.
2 shillings. Then you had half a crown, which was 12.5p.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you had a full crown, which was
Yeah,
even
it was
bigger.
5 bob. Yeah.
5 bob, right? The size of a £5 coin.
Yeah.
And nobody used it. It was hard enough getting people to use half a crown, because that was a big heavy coin.
Yeah, I know. I'll carry one around with me.
Right. So, to use a big crown, it makes holes in your pockets.
Right.
Right? People with a little purse.
Mind you, the old 10p is a weighty coin,
Yeah,
isn't
yeah,
it? I
it
don't know
is.
how much it weighs.
It is.
I mean, the new 10p is 6.5 grams, I think. I don't know why I'd know something like
It's a
that.
lot. It's a lot different to the one that they
Yeah.
had the first time round. Well, the thing with a crown and a £5 is you already got to the fact up to 1990 nobody would use them. The public didn't use crowns.
Right. Yeah.
Right, so the wife doesn't go shopping and get out her purse and take out dirty, great big crowns worth 25p out of her purse to pay for
Uh-huh.
shopping. Nobody used them, so nobody bought them. So come 1990, they decided to change the crown and make it a £5 coin.
Right. Okay.
No longer any more crowns, they're now going to be a commemorative £5 coin.
Yeah.
But it's still circulated. So you can take the £5 coin and you can go in a shop and you can take in £25 coins, 100 quid, and you can go and buy something for 100 quid. It's circulated condition, it's legal tender, you're allowed to spend it.
Yeah.
Right? But they never learnt the first lesson, which is for 20 years nearly, they were making dirty, great big 25p crowns and nobody used them. All they did was change the figure on the crown, they never changed the size.
Yeah.
It's still a dirty, great big lump of metal. Now it's a £5.
Yeah.
Right. Then, but learn the lesson. Nobody used it because it's too big and heavy.
Yeah.
Don't matter what value you put on it, no one's going to use it.
Well, and also I'm guessing it costs them a lot more to produce than the polymer.
And nobody used it.
Yeah.
And so in 2008, and it took them another 18 years
Right.
to realise nobody was going to use these coins. So they've already had 20 years trying to get people to use it as a 25p crown.
Yeah.
Now we spend another what did I say? 18 years, 15 years?
Yeah.
Trying to get people to use it as a £5. 18 years to get people to use it as a £5 coin, and nobody will use it. Nobody goes and spends it in shops. So from 2008 onwards, the £5 coins are only made in brilliant uncirculated condition in a packet,
Right.
and they're no longer legal tender, and now it's a criminal offence to go and spend that £5 coin.
Oh. Okay.
So from 1990 to 2008, it's not a criminal offence.
But surely
to spend the
those
£5
ones
coin.
we can use from 1990 to 2008.
Exactly.
But we just can't spend the ones after.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So for the first 18 years, it's not illegal to spend a £5 coin in a shop, and a shop can't refuse to take that £5 coin.
Yeah.
And then after 2008, it becomes illegal to use that £5 coin because it ain't worth tuppence. Its only value is to a collector. £5 coins, £10 coins, £20 coins, £50 coins, £100 coins. Their only value is in the collectible market because the government, the Royal Mint have decreed that they're no longer legal tender,
Right.
and you can only spend them in Her Majesty's courts. Can't spend them anywhere else.
Okay.
2 places in the world you can spend a brilliant uncirculated coin. Do you know what those 2 places are?
No, but I'm here to learn.
Do you know what those 2 places are?
Come on, let's make this a quiz.
There's only 2 places in the world you can spend a brilliant uncirculated coin as legal tender cash up to the value of whatever item you're buying.
And he's already said one. If
Do you
listen
know what those 2 places
if you
are?
listen carefully enough.
Righto, Scott, seen that. 3,400,000. That was Scott answering the WWF.
Wow.
No one's been talking. They've all just been sitting there listening to me and you chirping.
Oh, sweet.
So Marie's in with court. So where's the other place? The only other place in the United Kingdom where you can take a brilliant uncirculated coin and spend it at face value for any amount of money on any product, where is that place? Come on. Lisa, really?
Right.
No, actually, not at the mint. Good guess though, Lisa, but not at the mint. Come on, where is it?
Right, I'm going to have a wee whilst I'm waiting for you guys to answer.
Vending machines, says non-con. No. Hello, Coin Snatcher. No. Not vending machines. Where is the only banks? No. The only other place in the entire United Kingdom where you can spend any brilliant uncirculated coin, at its face value for any of their products. Scott says council or police station. Scott, I'm surprised at you. Ian, Scott is live, I need to go. Oh, okay. Sorry, Scott. Have I taken it over then? I have. Should I tell you then? The only other place in the United Kingdom where you can spend, and you're going to kick yourselves, naughty. The only other place in the United Kingdom where you can spend a brilliant uncirculated coin for its face value, up to any value, for any product that you want to buy, is absolutely, Chris. It's the GreatBritishCoinHunt.com. That's the only other place. The Courts and Ian. Chris got it right. Okay, Scott's live.
Oh, have we had a correct answer?
Yeah, we did. From
So
Chris
it
Dyer.
was Court and... Because I
Ian,
thought of a
the
couple
Great
of...
British Coin Hunt. It's the only place in the United Kingdom, my shop.
Ah, wicked.
Is you can only spend a brilliant uncirculated coin for legal tender, its face value, in a court.
Yeah.
No one else will accept it except me.
Not banks, not post offices.
Not banks, not post offices, nobody.
Right.
Got it half right, says Marie. There you go. Yeah, I should think you are bad, Scott. Right, you can take over now, mate. Everybody go over to
Yeah,
Scott.
nice one, guys. Thank you very much.
Thanks
It's been
very
a pleasure.
much. Thanks for welcoming Stu,
CJ Naive.
CJ Naive, and we'll see you later. Thank you, Brain. Bye for now.